Good afternoon and welcome to the Committee on Public Finance. Could you please identify yourselves for the record?
Priyanka Samaravira, Executive Director, Research, Board of Investment.
Sorry?
Board of Investment.
Renuka.
You're still acting? They haven't still made you permanent?
No, sir.
Is the BOI going to continue or?
That's still not clear. But thanks to the transition that we got, it didn't sort of end at that point.
Because of us?
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, so we, because it was not gazetted on that date, the 3 months, so we continue.
Okay.
AG has opined that we can continue.
Okay, so BOI exists.
That's right, thank you.
Dilip?
Yes. Good afternoon, Chairman. I am Dilip Silva, Deputy Secretary to the Treasury.
Good afternoon. I am Mangala Vijay Singh, Chairman, Export Development Board.
Oh, new person, welcome.
Yes.
Priyanka Videgoda, Director, Investment Appraisal, Board of Investment of Sri Lanka.
Good afternoon. Dhammika Ranatunge, Additional Secretary, Minister of Fisheries, Aquatic and Ocean Resources.
Wasantha Kannangara, Tariff and Lease, Trade and Investment Policy Department, Ministry of Finance.
Vishaka Alapatha, Director, Department of Trade and Investment Policy.
Ranjit Dharmasiri, Executive Director, Investment Appraisal, BOI.
Dr. Sanjeeva Ratnasekara, Director, Export Development Board.
Kumuduni Mudalige, Director, Policy and Strategic Planning, Export Development Board.
He director meaning like on the board or director executive?
Not the board director, we are working directors in the export.
Right,
okay. Yeah.
Aishani Abhiratna, Additional Director General, Department of Trade Investment Policy, Ministry of Finance.
Amal Mallika, Assistant Director, Ministry of Fisheries.
I am RPR Rajapaksa, Additional Commissioner, Welfare Benefit Board.
EA Veerasena, Additional Commissioner, Finance, Welfare Benefit Board.
Prabhat Ariratna, IT Specialist, Welfare Benefit Board.
Chamila Kumari, Senior Deputy Director, Board of Investment.
Ganga Palakatia, Director, Research and Policy Advocacy, Board of Investment.
Chief Finance Officer, Ministry of Transport, Highways and Ports and Civil Aviation.
Pratibha Gunawardana, Deputy Director, BOI.
Niranjala Jagannathan, Director Pricing, Consumer Affairs Authority.
Gilman Dhanayaka, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Trade.
Chaminda Patiraja, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Industries and Entrepreneurship Development.
Shramani Edrimana, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Land and Irrigation.
Secretary, Minister of Agriculture. Ranjit Ariratna, Lekam, Nagarika Sangardana, Idikirim Sa, Nivasak.
W. Mananda, Atreka Lekam, Nivasa, Nagarika Sangardana.
Alright, thank you.
Chabdana Jailat, Sabapati, Karmanti Dikirim, Samadana.
Please be seated. Thank you. Is that all? Okay, so we will start with the order under section 14 of the Export Development Act. Who is presenting that? Why don't we have the officials on this side, because we have overflowing numbers today, and leave this side for the MPs. අර තව ඔෆිසර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවනේ මේ පැත්තෙන් ඇවිල්ලා වාඩි වෙන්න කියන කරුණා කරලා. Those who haven't still identified themselves for the record, please do so, so we can get started.
पद्मश्री मुनमले अध्यक्ष जनरल मध्यम परिसर अधिकारी
නිල්මිනි අත්තනායක අධ්‍යක්ෂක පරිසර බලපෑම් මගින් මධ්‍යම පරිසර අධිකාරී.
හරි ඒතර අපි සියලු දෙනාගේම නම් සඳහන් කරා නේද?
WDSC වැලිවත්ත අතිරේක ලේකම් පරිසර අමාත්‍යාංශය.
මම සමන් ජයසිංහ සභාපති භූවිද්‍යා පතල් ගැනීම් කාර්යාංශය.
හරි. අපි එහෙමනම් නැවතත් එජෙන්ඩා එකට යන්. එතකොට අපිට පළවෙනි එක තියෙන්නේ අපනයන සංවර්ධන පනතේ අංක 14 අංක 40 පනතේ කර්මාන්ත හා ව්‍යවසායකත්ව කරු අමාත්‍යතුමා ඉදිරිපත් කර 24/12/5 දින සංදේශය. කවුද මේක ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ මෙතන?
මම හිතන්නේ අපේ TIP ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් එකේ අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජනරල්
මොකද විමලේන්ද්‍ර රාජා මේ ලේකම්තුමා අපිට ලියුමක් කියලා තියෙනවා එතුමාට අද එන්න හැකියාවක් නැහැ කියලා. He's excused. Yes. Okay, somebody present what you need.
සර් මේකේ තියෙන්නේ මේ සිමෙන්ති සඳහා සෙස් බද්ද අඩු කිරීමක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් සහ රොක් බෝල්ඩර්ස් කියන මේ අයිටම් එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් සෙස් බද්ද පැනවීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් පළවෙනියටම මේ සිමෙන්ති සම්බන්ධයෙන් කතා කරොත් කිලෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් කිලෝග්‍රෑම් එකකට රුපියලක් සෙස් බද්ද අඩු කරලා තියෙනවා සර් මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනය අනුව. එතකොට ඒකදී ක්ලින්කර්, බෑග් සිමෙන්ට්, බල්ක් සිමෙන්ට් කියන කාණ්ඩ තුන සම්බන්ධයෙන්ම මේ සෙස් බද්ද අඩුවීමක් සිද්ධ වෙලා කරලා තියෙනවා.
තුමනි අපි එක සිමෙන්ති කොට් එකට රුපියල් 100ක අඩුවීමක් අපි මේ ගැසට් එකෙන් මේ කැබිනට් පේපර් එක හරහා බලාපොරොත්තු වුණා. මේක දැනටම ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා. අර පනතේ ප්‍රකාරව අපි තීන්දුව ගත්ත දිනේ ඉඳලා මාස 4ක් ඇතුළත මේ එමෙන්ඩ්මන්ට් එකට පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා. අපි ඉදිරිපත් කෙරුවා. නමුත් අර මේ ඡන්ද මේවා හින්දාවල අපිට පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ අලුත් මේ කැඳවීම හම්බුනේ මේ අවස්ථාවේ තමයි. ඒක අපි නිසි වෙලාවට ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තියෙනවා භාණ්ඩාගාරයේ විසින් ඒ පනත ප්‍රකාරව.
එතකොට මේකේ තියෙන්නේ මේ ක්ලින්කර් වලට සෙස් එක අඩු කරන්න.
ඔව් සර්.
එතකොට මේගොල්ලන්ගේ ගැසට් එකේ තියෙනවා රුපියල් 4යි කිලෝග්‍රෑම් එකකට රුපියල්
කැටගරි 3ක් යටතේ ක්ලින්කර් එකක් අනිත් එක තමයි බල්ක් සිමෙන්ට් එකක් අනිත් එක තමයි බෑග් සිමෙන්ට් කියලා. ඒ තුනෙන්ම බෑග් සිමෙන්ට් වල 8 ඉඳලා එකක් අඩු කරලා මේ රුපියල් 7කට ගේනවා. බල්ක් මේ බෑග් සිමෙන්ති වල බල්ක් සිමෙන්ති වල 5 එක රුපියලකින් අඩු කරලා සෙස් එක රුපියල් 4ට ගේනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි ක්ලින්කර් එක රුපියලක් අඩු කරන එක තමයි තියෙන්නේ රුපියල.
දැන් ඊට පස්සේ මේ බෝල්ඩර් රොක් බෝල්ඩර්ස් වලට එක්ස්පෝර්ට් සෙස් එකක් ගන්නවා. මොකද කරන්නේ? ඒකක් තියෙනවද ඩොකියුමන්ට් එක?
ඒක තියෙන්නේ මේ රොක් බෝල්ඩර්ස් වලට මේ සඳහන් කරලා තියෙන HS කෝඩ් එක යටතේ මේක සර් පයිලට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක් කියලා තමයි මේ අපිට පරිසර අමාත්‍යාංශයෙන් දැනුම් දුන්නේ. ඒ පයිලට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකට 1 මිලියන් මෙට්‍රික් ටොන්ස් වලට රොක් බෝල්ඩර්ස් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරනකොට රුපියල් 1000ක per මෙට්‍රික් ටොන් වලට එක්ස්පෝර්ට් සෙස් එකක් සර් ඒක.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේ මහ ලොකු කළු ගල් රොක් බෝල්ඩර්ස් කියන්නේ. ඔව් සභාපතිතුමා.
ඕකේ බැලුවා මේ ඕක පනවලා තියෙන්නේ හම්බන්තොට වරාය ඉදි කරනකොට කඩපු කළු ගල් වල අතිරික්තය තමයි ඔය මාළදිවයිනට අපනයන කරන්න හදලා තියෙන්නේ. ඕකට කියුබික් මීටර එකකට කලින් දාලා තිබුණේ රුපියල් 24000ක්. නමුත් ඒ ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි කියලා තමයි රුපියල් 1000ට අඩු කරලා තියෙන්නේ. හැබැයි එකක්වත් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් වෙලා නැහැ තාම. එහෙමම තියෙනවා. මං හිතන්නේ පහුගිය රජයේ යටතේ කොහෙන් හරි ටෙන්ඩර් කරලා අතරමඟ නැවතිලා තියෙනවා මේක මේ process එක. මං හිතන්නේ ඒක ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවද නැද්ද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. මම වරාය අධිකාරියට තමයි මේ බෝල්ඩර්ස් ටික තියෙන්නේ.
ඒක කාගේද මේ බෝල්ඩර්ස්? ආණ්ඩුවේද?
ඔව් ගවර්න්මන්ට් මේ අපේ රටේ ඛනිජ සම්පතන්නේ.
ඔව් ඒ කියන්නේ වරාය කාගේද? අයිතිය කාගේද?
ඔව් ඒක ගැටලු වෙලා තියෙන අපිට රොයල් ටික ගෙව්වා නම් මේක එක්ස්පෝර්ට් එක කරන්න පුළුවන්.
ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රයිවට් මිනිසුන්ගේ කළු ගල් වෙන්නේ නැති නේ?
නෑ මේ පොළොව ඒ කියන්නේ මහ පොළොවෙන් මේ වරාය ඉදි කරන අවස්ථාවේදී කඩපු කළු ගල් ටික.
නෑ මම දන්නවා. මම අහන්නේ කාගේද කවුද අයිතිකාරයෝ කියලා.
සභාපතිතුමා වෙතට ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මේ තදාසන්න කඩුවෙල කියන ප්‍රදේශයේ ගල් කඩලා මම හිතන්නේ මේ ලස්සනම සුන්දරම තැන කොළඹට කිට්ටුව තීච්ච දැන් ගල ඉවරයි. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ මේක අර සීමාවක් ඇතුව අපනයනය කරන දෙයක්ද එහෙම නැත්නම් සමස්තයක් විදියට ලංකාවේම කොහේ හරි තියෙන
නෑ මේකේ පැහැදිලිවම කිව්වා අපි
මේ අපිට දැනගන්න අවශ්‍ය කරන්නේ මොකද මේක අවස්ථාවක් දුන්නොත් එහෙම මේ රටේම සම්පත් විනාශ වෙන තැනට
මේ හම්බන්තොටෙන් අර කඩලා මේ වෙනකොට ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන ඒ කළුගල් තොගේටම පමණයි.
විශේෂිත ප්‍රමාණයකට.
ඒකෙදිස කමෙන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා මම බෞද්ධ පත්‍රකාරයන්ෂේ. ඕකේ උනේ මාගම්පුර වරායේ ඉදිකිරීම
වාඩි වෙලා කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් ඔතුමාට අවශ්‍ය නම් නැගෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඕන.
මාගම්පුර වරායේ මේ ඉදිකිරීමේදී අතිරික්ත ප්‍රමාණයක් තිබ්බා. එතකොට මේකට කැබිනට් ඩිසිෂන් එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තිබ්බා. විශේෂයෙන් ඒ ප්‍රමාණය හම්බන්තොට මේ වරායේ ඉදිකිරීමේ ඒ ප්‍රමාණයත් මිලියන 1 ප්‍රමාණයක් කලින් සඳහන් කරපු වගේ සභාපතිතුමා අංශ දෙකකින් සාකච්ඡා කරලා මේකට විසඳුමක් දෙන්න කියලා ජාතික කමිටුවක් පිහිටෙව්වා. ඒ කමිටුවේ නිර්දේශ තුල කටයුතු කරන්න කියලා ඒ අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩල තීරණයේදී සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා සර්. එතකොට ඒකෙදි භූවිද්‍යා පත්‍රකාරයන්ෂයට පැහැදිලි උපදේශනයක් ලැබුණා මේක මැනුම් කරලා ඒක ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න කියලා. අපි ඒකට අනුව මැනුම් කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට ලක්ෂ 4,11,000ක මීටර් කියුබ් ප්‍රමාණයක් එතන තියෙනවා ගොඩගසලා. ඉතින් ඒක දැන්ටමත් කඩලා තියෙන හින්දා ඒකේ අපනයනේ මම හිතන්නේ ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. ඊට අමතරව රටේ 2021 සිට මේ කාලය තුල ඉදිකිරීම් ශාස්ත්‍රයේ පැහැදිලි අවපාතයක් තිබ්බා. එතකොට ඒ තුල මේ දේශීය කර්මාන්තකරුවන්ට අපනයනය කියන්නේ දේශීය වශයෙන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට මූල්‍ය පසුබෑමක් තිබ්බ හින්දා මේකට විදේශයන්ගේ විශේෂයෙන් මාලදිවයිනේ ඉල්ලුමක් තියෙනවා කළුගල් වලට. ඉතින් ඒකත් එක්කම මේ තීරණයක ගත්ත තීරණයක් තමයි මේ කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාව ගියේ.
ගරු මන්ත්‍රීතුමාගේ ප්‍රශ්නේ වැදගත්. මොකද එතුමා අහන ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි මේක දැන් පයිලට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක් කියලා කිව්වට ඒක අත වශයෙන්ම මේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් එකෙන් ඉවර වෙන එක පයිලට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක්ද? නැත්නම් එතුමා කිව්වා වගේ නැත්නම් මේ කළුගල් කඩලා එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන එකේ බිස්නස් එකක් හැටියට පටන් ගන්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. ඒකේ ප්‍රොෆිට් එකක් තියෙනවා නේද? ඒක ගැන තමයි මම හිතන්නේ මෙතුමාගේ ප්‍රශ්නේ.
මොකද මේ දැනට අනුරාධපුර දිස්ත්‍රික්කයම නියෝජනය කරන්නේ රජයේ ඉඩම් සියල්ලම අයථා විදිහට එක එක්කෙනා සන්තක කරගෙන බ්ලොක් අවුට් කරලා විකුණනවා. ඉතින් ওই වගේ දෙයක් මේකටත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන අදහසයි මට පොඩි ආවේ මේ මොකද මේව බොහොම සීමිත සම්පත් සහ රටේ පරිසරයට ඉතා අහිතකර විදිහට බලපාන තත්ත්වයක්.
Yeah, I think the chairman of I think you all will have to have a policy on
කැබිනට් පේපර් එකේ පැහැදිලිව අපි සඳහන් කරනවා. අපි නෙමෙයි අතර මේක ඉදිරිපත් කරුවේ පරිසර අමාත්‍යාංශයෙන්. ඒවකට තිබිච්ච රජයේ යටතේ තිබිච්ච පරිසර අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ඒක පැහැදිලිව ලියලා තියෙනවා. හම්බන්තොට වරාය දිකිරීමේදී අතිරික්තයක් ලෙස ගොඩනැගුණු මේ කළුගල් තොගය අපනයනය කිරීම සඳහා කියලා.
මම අර නීතිමය වශයෙන් මෙතන සඳහන් නොකරන යම් කිසි හේතුවක් තියෙනවද ගැසට් එකේ ඒක පැහැදිලිව සඳහන් නොකරන්නේ? එහෙම නැත්නම්
ගැසට් එකේදී අපි කරන්නේ අර සංශෝධනය ගැන කතා කරilla තමයි අර 23000 ඉඳලා වරලා 24000 ඉඳලා ඒක රුපියල් 1000ට අඩු කරනවා මේකට සහනයක් හැටියට මේක එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන්න. මේක සම්බන්ධව අපි ඇත්තටම ට්‍රෙෂරිය ඔබ්සර්වේෂන් දුන්නේ against
ගැසට් නිවේදනයේ පැහැදිලිව
ට්‍රෙෂරිය against උනා කිව්වේ?
නෑ අපි ඒකට එකඟ වුණේ නෑ.
මොකටද අඩු කරනවාට?
ඔව් අපිට
සෙස් එක අඩු කරනවාට.
ඔව් මොකද අපිට රෙවෙනියු එකට ඉම්පැක්ට් එකක් තිබිච්ච එක හින්දාවලා එකක් ඒක හැබැයි දැන් මෙහෙම එකක් අපිට තිබුණේ නෑ කවදාවත් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරලා. මේක ඇඩිෂනල් 1 බිලියන් එන්න පුළුවන් මේ කතන්දරේ හින්දාවලා මොකද අපි කළුගල් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරුවේ නෑනේ. අපි නමුත් පනතෙන් තිබිච්ච හින්දාවලා 24000 කෙනෙකුට අපි අර රෙවෙනියු එක සිකේ කර ගැනීම තව පැත්තකට තල්ලුවේ කියලා මේකත් එක්ක අපි ඒකට පක්ෂව ලිව්වේ නැහැ.
ඒ ගැන පොඩි කමෙන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඔය තිබ්බ HS කෝඩ් එක තුල 24000ක් කියන මේ මෙට්‍රික් ටන් එකකට මේ තිබ්බා. එතකොට මේ දැන් අපි කලින් මේ වෙන විට කළුගල් කුට්ටි ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ටේබල් টොප්ස් සහ ෆ්ලෝරින් වලට යන මේ කනිච අපි ඒ වලට ඩිෆයින් වෙච්ච එකක් තමයි 24000 කියන එක. එතකොට ඒ තුල අර ඉදිකිරීම ශේෂ්ත්‍රයට යොදා ගන්න කළුගල් එහෙම යවුවාම ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒ ෆිසිබිලිටි එක නැහැ. මොකද අපිට මේ FOB price එක මේ $20 කියන එකෙන් තමයි අපි කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාවේ සඳහන් වුණේ කැබිනට් තීරණවල. එන්නේ ඒකයි සංශෝධන වලට ලක් වෙන්න හේතුව.
I have no issues. දැන් ඔය සෙස් එකේ හැබැයි වෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. මම දැන් මෙතනට එන්න කලින් කියෙව්වා ලලිත අතුල මුදලේ ඇමතිතුමා 1979 මැයි මාසේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් බෝඩ් එකේ පනත ඉදිරිපත් කරනකොට ඔහුගේ අදහස උනේ මොකක්ද කියලා මේ සෙස් එකක් දාන්න. ඒකට අදහස් උනේ මේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් මාකටිං වලට මේ සෙස් එකේ මුදල් වැය කරන්න ඕන කියලා. දැන් එක දවසක් මම දන්නේ කවදද කියලා කවුරු හරි තීරණයක් ගත්තා EDB එකට මේ සල්ලි යන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. මේ සල්ලි ට්‍රෙෂරියට යන්න ඕන කියලා. එතකොට නීත්‍යානුකූලව ඒ සල්ලි ට්‍රෙෂරියේ සල්ලි නෙමෙයි. නීතියානුකූලව يعني policy was for marketing of EDB. එතකොට අපේ තේ මාකට් කරන්න නම් අනිත් දේවල් මාකට් කරන්න නම් ජෙම්ස් මාකට් කරන්න ඒක EDB එකේ සල්ලි. දැන් ආණ්ඩුවට තියෙන මේ අභියෝගය තමයි මේක මේ විදියටම ඉස්සරහට කරගෙන යනවද? එහෙම නැත්නම් සෙස් එකේ මූලික මේ අභිප්‍රාය ඉෂ්ට කරන්න මේක වෙනස් කරනවද කියන එක. DST
ඔබතුමා නිවැරදි මං හිතන්නේ මගේ මතකයේ හරියට කාලේ මතක නැහැ ඉස්සර තිබුණේ ප්‍රභවයෙන්ම සෙස් බද්ද කස්ටමර් එකෙන් අපි එකතු කරනකොට ඒකේ ප්‍රභවයෙන්ම අදාළ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකට වෙන් කරලා ගියා. ඒ කියන්නේ එකතු කරන ප්‍රභවයෙන්ම වෙන් කරලා දුන්නා. හැබැයි ඊට පස්සේ මගේ මතකය නම් කෝපා මේ කරුණ කතා වෙලාලා විගණකාධිපති මේකත් එක්ක මම හිතන්නේ යම්කිසි එකඟතාවයක් උනේ නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලෝ කිව්වේ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකේ වියදම හරියට සටහන් වෙන්න නම් දරන වියදම හරියට පොත්වල අපේ ට්‍රෙෂරි පොත්වල ලියවෙන්න නම් බද්ද ගලාගෙන යාම වෙනම පැත්තක ආදායම හරියටම රෙකෝඩ් කරන්න ට්‍රෙෂරි පොත්වලට ඊට පස්සේ ඒ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකට දෙන ටික වෙනමම ඒ අදාළ ආයතන හරහා ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් එකට දෙන්න කියලා. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි අපි හුඟක් ওই ආයතන වලට කැපිටල් කෑල්ල විශේෂයෙන්ම කැපිටල් කෑල්ල ඔය ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් එකට අදාළ කැපිටල් කෑල්ල බජට් එකෙන් සල්ලි දෙන්න ගත්තා. ඒක මට හරියටම අවුරුද්ද මතක නැහැ. අද මෙතන බජට් ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් එකේ ඇඳවලත් නෑ. අපි එකඟ ආවේ නෑ. අන්න ඒ තීන්දුවට අපිව තල්ලු වුණා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි රෙවෙනියු එක හරියටම මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශයේ පොත්වල සටහන් වෙනවා. කෑෂ් ෆ්ලෝ එකට ටෝටල් එකම ගත්තා. වියදම නිවැරදිව පොත්වල ලියවෙන්න අයවැය ඇස්සමෙන්තු වල වෙනම වැය ශීර්ෂයක් යටතේ අදාළ ඒකට එක්සිකියුට් කරන EDB එක සහ ඔය ටුවරිස්ට් බෝඩ් ඒ වගේ අදාළ කිහිපයක් තිබුණා සෙස් එක ගලාගෙන යන T බෝඩ් එක. අන්න ඒ වලට වෙන වෙනම කැපිටල් වලට දුන්න ප්‍රමාණයට වඩා විශාල ප්‍රමාණයකින් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකේ ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් එක වලට බජට් එකෙන් ඇලොකේට් කෙරුවා.
හැබැයි මේක ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රියල් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් වලට වඩා මේක එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් වලට තමයි
ඒ කියන්නේ සභාපතිතුමනි එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් වලට අදාළ ආයතන ටික තමයි ඔය කියන්නේ.
ඔව් දැන් ඔය අලුතෙන් පත් කරලා ඉන්නවනේ EDB එකේ සභාපතිවරයා මම හිතන්නේ ඔබතුමා මේකට සටන් කරන්න ඕන.
ගරු සභාපතිතුමා දැන් මේ වෙනුවෙන් අපි දැනටමත් අපේ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රියල් අපි අමුතුමත් එක්ක කතා කරා ගරු ලේකම්තුමියත් එක්කත් අපි මේ වෙනුවෙන් දැන්
EDB එක මොකක් යටතේද එන්නේ මොන අමාත්‍යාංශ?
අපි එන්නේ මිනිස්සු ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රීස් යටතට. ඒක උදාහරණයක් වශයෙන් අපිට හැම මාසෙම එනවා සෙස් බද්දක් කොච්චරක් එනවද කියන එක සාමාන්‍යගත ලොකු amount එකක් තියෙන අපිට EDB එකට ගන්න ඕනේ. අපි මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් කටයුතු කරමින් ඉන්නවා. අපි ගරු අමිතුමත් එක්ක කතා කරලා.
දැන් කොච්චර විතර තියෙනවද එන්න?
උදාහරණයක් වශයෙන් ගත්තොත් අපි අගෝස්තු මාසේ ගත්තොත් අගෝස්තු මාසේ පළවෙනි 31 කාලය තුල බිලියන 13 ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා.
බිලියන
13.6ක ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කාලේ ඒ වගේ ඒ මාසික ප්‍රමාණය කරුවා
ඒක මට මෙතන අවශ්‍ය වෙලා තිබුණේ මේ කියන්න සෙස් එක ගහලා නොයේ ඒ සෙස් එක ගහන හේතුවකට එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් එකට නම් සෙස් එක ගහන්නේ ඒක එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් වලට යන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒක බොහෝ දුරට ජෙනරල් එක්ස්පෙන්ඩිචර් වලට යනවා. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ ට්‍රෙෂරි එකයි කතා කරලා ඕක බේර ගන්න. මොකද එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් එකට නැත්තම් මුදල් සීමා වෙනවා. මේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට්
රෙක්ටිෆයි කරේ මිස්යූස් එකක් තිබ්බා.
ඔබතුමා ඇත්තටම උනේ එක කෝපා එකේ තමයි ඒක ඩිරෙක්ෂන් එක ආවේ මේ ආදායම ප්‍රබවයෙන්ම ගලාගෙන ගියන් පස්සේ වියදම් පැත්ත මේ ඒක විගණනයේට හරියටම නිරීක්ෂණය කරන්න බැහැයි කියලා. ඒක හින්දාම තමයි total revenue එක එහෙම පිටිම අපි cash flow එකට ගන්නවා treasury operation department එකට divert වෙන්න ඇරලා ඒක හරහා වියදමට අර එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එකේ මේ ඒ ප්‍රොසෙස් කරන ආයතන ටිකට අපි වෙනමම ඇලොකේෂන් එක වැඩිපුර දෙන්න ගත්තා.
දැන් මෙහෙමනේ අපි ඔය කතාව කියවන්නකෝ ලලිත මුදලි ඇමතුමාගේ. එතුමා කියන්නේ පඩියක් වගේ දෙනවා වෙනුවට වඩා එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් බෝඩ් එකේ නිලධාරීන්ට කමිෂන් එකක් වගේ එකක් දෙන්න කියලා. මොකද ඉන්සෙන්ටිවයිස් කරන්න කියලා එක්ස්පෝර්ට්. ඔය කතාව කියවන්න. මොකද එතුමාගේ අදහසක් නේ ඕක. එතුමාට ඕන කරේ මේ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් එක වැඩි කරන්න. ඒකට නොයෙකුත් ඉන්සෙන්ටිව්ස් හැටියට තමයි ඔක දුන්නේ. එක්ස්පෝර්ට් වලට ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රයිමරි ගුඩ්ස් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරනවට වඩා වැලියු ඇඩ් කරන්න තමයි ඔය වගේ මං හිතන්නේ ලොකු සෙස් එකක් 24000ක් වගේ සෙස් එකක් දාන්න මේ කළු ගල් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරනවට වඩා පුළුවන් නම් අපිට ටයිල් හදලා එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන්න හරි මන් දන්නේ මොකක් හරි කරන්න පුළුවන් නිසා I just want to bring it up so that you are the new chairman. I think you have a task too because there is a lot of money that is due to you.
Okay, Chairman, definitely we will have a discussion with the relevant parties and we will try to.
Anything else, members? Periodic matter. If there is nothing, then we will approve this. The next item is the SDP. So those who are here on the first one, Export Development Board matter, can leave now. Thank you very much. SDP. Colombo West International Terminal.
Yes. What we are seeking through this gazette, Honorable Chair, is to make a amendment for the date of the effective date that has been published. Because the BOT agreement that the SLPA signed with this company states that the effective date will be notified later. So the date that we have taken for the gazetting of SDP and for the BOI agreement was the actual date of signing the BOT. Whereas the effective date is about 5 months later, as has been informed by the SLPA due to conditions precedent like the lease and other things that had to be sorted out prior to the effective date kicking in. So what we are trying to do here is to substitute the date of the BOT agreement to be read as the effective date of the BOT agreement.
Yeah, I see no problem in doing that. This is a procedural matter.
Correct.
However, I have a couple of questions because this is the SDP and under the new law, Public Finance Management Law, I think it is under that law. You are supposed to submit to Parliament the tax expense of SDP projects.
Correct. We share it with the Finance Ministry and it is published on their website. All the SDP projects.
No, for this project, what is the tax expenditure on this project?
Yes, one moment.
What is the net benefit? What is the investment? What is the tax foregone?
The investment is $650 million. That's right. And up to now they have brought in 289 million. The balance would be for the phase 2, which would come in later. The tax foregone would be...
When is phase 1 completing, DG?
That would be by March. They would commercialize by March. There's the foregone.
Is that all going according to the timeline that they initially suggested, or has there been...
It is going according to timelines. Yeah, I'll ask my officer to explain on the tax foregone.
Yes, please.
Sir, total tax foregone with the extended period, 104 million .54 US dollars.
Can't hear you. Yeah.
104.54 million USD.
What is that?
Tax foregone.
Huh?
Tax foregone.
What is the breakdown of that? Is it during construction or during the implementation of 25 years?
During the implementation period of 5 years.
5 years? But what is your tax break is for 25 years now?
I am referring about the exemption of customs duty and other levies.
Okay. And that is
104.54 million.
So during construction,
Yes.
the tax foregone because they get exemptions on VAT and PAL and customs duties, 104 million US dollars.
Yes.
And then what is the tax foregone over the period? What is the duration of the tax break? 25 years, no tax at all. After that?
After that, they fall into the normal.
So what is the tax foregone for the 25 years estimate? That is what you are supposed to give us, no? In total? You know, members, one of the biggest issues that we face is the leakage of tax revenue. And that is why tax to GDP has fallen. GDP is going up, but tax revenue to GDP is coming down. It can't be. So the main reason, or one of the main reasons, is these tax exemptions given to various people. And this act, particularly the Strategic Development Projects Act, gave the minister full discretion to offer all kinds of tax breaks up to 25 years. Then, you know, that is on income tax, on dividend tax, on pay tax, on VAT, on everything. So IMF, in its discussions with the government, they agreed that SDP will be done away with. That you will not be giving what you call exemptions based on the Strategic Development Projects Act. Until that is done, the government is supposed to, Ministry of Finance is supposed to indicate to this House the cost of tax exemptions or the tax expenditure, if you would like, through this committee. So every time a project comes here, in the recent past, we've been asking them to explain what this tax loss is. So that is this question. You all have a estimate of the tax loss?
It's 354 USD millions.
355 US dollars million. Is that a present value or is it?
Present value, sir. Present value is 103.
103 million?
Yes.
Dollars?
Yes.
Plus 104 million?
Yes.
So that is 207 million. So $207 million present value is the tax loss, as opposed to whatever the benefit is. So have you all sort of...
What is the benefit? I mean, getting investment, what is the benefit that you see that has been accrued to the country?
Yes, so that would be we would have another container terminal. We saw that when the CICT came in.
You're forsaking a net present value of 101 million is what is mentioned now.
Correct.
So in order to do that, you would have got at least 10 times the benefit of that. So what is the benefit that is there? Because that's why you get the investment, no?
Yes, so it's in terms of the FDI that we are actually getting 350 million. When the whole project is done, up to now we have come close to 300.
Value, no?
Correct.
Then you have your operating value. What does the Ports Authority get? What is the revenue there?
Yes, so Ports Authority has 15% share in this enterprise, so they would have that.
As a sweat share.
Yes.
They don't put any money in.
They don't put any money.
I mean, ideally, DG, what you should have is, if you are looking at net present value in the tax expenditure, you should also have the net present value of the revenue, no? Okay. Revenue to the state, because for the first 25 years, you are not getting any tax revenue.
Yeah.
Well, right? The 15% that goes to the Ports Authority is the only benefit that the government gets. And I think 25 years later, we have to depreciate, and see whatever that is handed over. Is there anything like that done?
Yeah, so the expected annual revenue is about 130 to 140 million USD.
No, that is the revenue, no?
Yes.
That doesn't come to the state, no?
It would come in not only ports,
Is
from
this
the from the
15
whole.
Is this the 15% share that's 132 million?
No.
So
From-
out of
for
that 132
CWIT,
million,
yes.
15% will come.
No, Port Authority is an enterprise, no? We are talking about the treasury.
Yes.
How much is Dilip getting from this? That is the question, no? Because the treasury is losing net present value $207 million US dollars according to this calculation, right? So the obvious counter to that is how much is the treasury getting? If they are letting go of 107, how much are they getting?
Yes. So
Simple question.
Honorable Chair, whilst the treasury and the there's a clear difference between the treasury and the ports authority, but at least considering that ports authority is a state enterprise, can we know the profit that the ports authority will get at least?
Or how much dividend did Port Authority give
Correct.
to the treasury last year?
Both. How much will the ports authority get from this?
it's still not operational.
No, when it's
Yeah, when it is, it's projected that there'll be 130 to 140 million revenue from the operation. No, just from the for the project. So it'll be 15%.
Will be to the ports authority.
Yes.
Is a revenue or is a profit?
It's the revenue that they
So
expect
we don't
to generate.
care about revenue, no, it has costs also, no?
Yes, it has.
So
cost
what
as
is the dividend? What matters is what is the dividend that the treasury is getting, isn't it?
Yes, so that we will have to project.
So you'll have to do that, DG. I mean, because we can't go, you can't do the same thing over and over again. No? Why this law was brought was because there was this huge drain. I mean, we can either agree or disagree, but at least we should have the data and the evidence to make a informed decision.
Now, DG, can you tell us that without these SDF benefits, can you attract investments to this country? That should be your pitch here. What your pitch here should be is, you have only got $889 million last year. Likewise, previously 200, 300. So you have not been selling the country. So what is the inherent weakness that is there for the selling? Well, that's what you should be doing there.
Yes, so definitely we do need to, especially for such significant projects, that we need to offer them incentives for them to come in, to look at Sri Lanka seriously. So what we expect to get through this project is to strengthen the Port of Colombo's position as a transshipment hub, because it will open up a new jetty and the related activities, as well as the FDI that would come in, and also to get the foreign exchange through the services that are provided. So that would come into the country again, so that will be a benefit. And of course, the transfer of technology, what we would see at this particular at this particular port would be, they would be having automated cranes, and it will be a game changer in terms of the other operators at the moment. So that again, the transfer of technology and maybe benchmarking
Now,
for
DG,
others.
Your capacity at the port, yesterday I was reading with happiness, is full at 7.5. You're projecting in 26 the containers to move up to 15 million. So does that mean that West Terminal will bring in 5 to 6 million in the next 2 years?
They are targeting to bring in
So
more.
those are the information we require here. The question that have been posed is what is the loss in revenue to the gain in the country? That's what you should be projecting here.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think...
East Terminal also gets the same benefit?
East Terminal has not come into the BOI.
But
It's
I
being
saw
done by the Ports
ensuring
Authority.
that right to be given to them?
No, currently there is no SDP provision, as was pointed out.
No, East Terminal, which is in operation. So they have brought in SDA.
CICT, you mean CICT?
CICT is there.
No, East Terminal, that's the Ports Authority own East Terminal.
That is not yet operational, and they have not sought any benefits from us.
They have brought equipment and
They have brought in equipment,
there's
yes.
already 200,000 containers operating.
Yes, but they have not come to BOI.
So they have not been given the
No.
SDF facility?
No.
It's government,
Minister of
no?
Finance
It's
mentioned
government.
It is government?
It's government run,
Yeah,
yes.
but they've also bestowed that right, I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, let me just read this because I think it is useful for all our members beyond this particular, intervention here. The STP, this is, I'm reading off the IMF Technical Assistance Report. This is a governance diagnostic report. SDP Act should be abolished or suspended until structures and processes are in place to evaluate the effectiveness of offered incentives. This is what we are discussing here, right? This is exactly what we are discussing. Deciding whether a specific project is viable and whether the potential benefit exceeds its social costs, which include revenue foregone, an increase in administrative costs, market distortions, and potential perceptions of unfairness, requires a holistic, impartial, and a transparent analysis. While the BOI is likely well positioned to understand the investment potential of specific projects, it lacks an understanding of the wider fiscal framework and budgetary needs which are necessary to evaluate the net social value of a specific project. The Department of Fiscal Policy should evaluate and guide the design of all tax incentives, including those based on the SDP Act and the Port City Act. Preparing the necessary structures, including data sharing protocols and legal documents that assign authority to the Department of Fiscal Policy, will take time and no further projects should be approved until then. So, I am directing this to the DST. Is the Department of Fiscal Policy involved in creating these templates, and are you all working together with the BOI in determining the social cost and benefits?
Yes, of course, Chairman. We are coordinating those functions as per the Act, the provision of the Act.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions. Okay, so then we will approve the change of date from 21 November to 22 February.
Thank you.
Next one, DG. We are two, no?
Yes, next one is relating to the textile manufacturing zone in Eravur. We came to this committee for a clarification gazette that was approved. There was a lacuna in the earlier gazette where it did not provide for individual companies to be gazetted that would be enjoying the benefits under SDP. The textile zone in Batiklo got a blanket SDP status initially, and there was no proviso for individuals to enjoy. So after we got the clarification gazette approved, this is the first company that has come in, that is JJ Textiles Lanka, and as per the investment criteria and the tax benefits that are approved already in the schedule of that gazette, JJ Textiles is now being tabled that it can be gazetted so that they can enjoy the benefits through the IRD and the Customs Department. This is in the Eravur zone. Yeah, it's a fabric.
You're saying it's only JJ that is there in the zone?
That is the only operator at the moment. Yes, yes.
What's the criteria of investment?
So it starts with 10 million. There's a schedule, Honourable Minister. So, yes, so we have this for Eravur and for Arabuk, a pharmaceutical zone where blanket STP status was granted. So in Eravur, we only have this particular company.
So it's still in vogue? Anybody who goes to Eravur gets it?
10 years?
Yeah. DG,
so it starts with a 5-year tax holiday if you bring in at least a 10 million, and it goes up to 10 years if you bring in 30 million.
10 million in cash, or is it in equipment?
It would be project cost.
All new
yes. So here what we really want to see is that there would be backward integration, because this will be textile manufacturing, and that would also help us in the regional accumulation when we are exporting to either UK or EU, because the accumulation, if it is from Sri Lanka, then they can go in at zero duty. So those are the two main factors.
DG, since I'm from the region, also I'm from Batiklo, can you tell me if they're actually functioning?
They have started construction. The groundwork has been done, and we have actually shared some pictures.
Because this matter has been brought up in the Batiklo District Development Committee. I know this you have come here for a specific process, but I think since you're the organization that's probably monitoring them, this has come up in the DCC about this has been going on for a long time now. I think if I remember, this been going on for almost 7-8 years now.
Yes, so the construction of the production building and other ancillary buildings has been done at the moment. They have started, and one of the because one of the drawbacks they had is they couldn't enjoy any of the facilities because we couldn't gazette them.
How long has this been going on, DG?
This we signed it in.
The problem is, DG, very clearly.
In 2022.
Let her finish,
Sorry,
right?
sorry.
Please.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
The problem is, DG, this brief that you have provided us very clearly says that they have been trying since the year 2000. And then that's what it says, that the BOI entered into an agreement on 10th of March, year 2000. That's 24 years ago. That's what it says on the first page.
I think that's an error, Minister. It's in 2022 that we signed with them.
Then there's incorrect information given on this background of the project here. The JJ Mills, parent company of JJ Textiles.
So that is because JJ has a big presence in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
They have over 10 companies in different parts of
Right.
the island. So they came into Sri Lanka much earlier.
Right,
But
but-
to Eravur, they came in 2022.
But with Eraur, I think before it came to Eraur, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, before it came to Eraur, they tried many other districts and only settled at Eraur. Is that correct? Or
No. They already have operational
that's true, but for this
apparel
particular
companies. But for fabric, this is the only land that was suitable for a fabric park. So because of the proximity to the sea and being able to have a sea outfall after treatment. So
Right.
once
No.
we gazetted it under the BOI, that we were able to provide this land for them.
Right.
Is this Omega Apparel?
Sorry?
Is this Omega Apparel's parent company?
No, it's under the JJ Group. It's an Indian company. And it's JJ India that has the other holding.
Why I asked you this was because there is a lot of hostility towards this project as well, locally, because they are using the Punnakuda beach to dispose of the water. So there were agreements that apparently that were entered, if I'm not mistaken. This project initially came during the good governance period, not during 2022. Before that itself, there were discussions. So the complaint was that they are occupying, because even though it's a zone, since it's only this company they are present right now, there's a lot of hostility towards this, Chairman. I know this is not the mandate of this forum, but just for your information, if you can see or at least have a consultation with the local community there, because you don't want to give these people a tax holiday and then have not let them even function there, because
Right, we'll look into that.
because if their construction is also still ongoing.
No, I think manufacturing is production is going on.
No, they have
No,
these
not
3D
here, not
3D
here.
photographs. These are what we have got are 3D photographs. They say there's actually not real
No,
photographs.
they have started construction. They had a lot of the groundwork to be done. So they did the land preparation. It's a big,
I know, I
land.
know.
It's about a 30-acre land.
You know,
Include the construction, you have any idea about it?
It will be in 3 phases. So in 18 months, the first phase will be done. And in 42 months, the second. And the third phase will be in 54 months.
What is the employment impact of this, DG?
Employment is up to 490.
That's same now.
please direct the questions to the chair, please.
Yeah, Chair. So my question to you is this something that's they've been waiting for so long? Can we get more information on this before you approve this? Because you're going to approve somebody 2022, and from what I know, it's been going on before that. Right? So the information that's been given here is that it was 2022, but to actually do a review on what they're doing before you.
I mean, this is coming for the second time, not because of our fault. It is because of the government's fault, because they couldn't get the gazette worded properly.
Yes.
So they have this. So this is a technicality that they are coming here for the second time. But you know, the more time that you delay, more time you take, more questions keep arising here. And I just noted here, DG, you had said in your second para, set up a project that said dedicated textile manufacturing zone for manufacturing and processing of fabrics for export and for import substitution via local sales. So if you are going to give tax breaks to these guys to sell locally, what about the other guys who are paying taxes and producing for the local market?
So it would be, I think the wording, pardon us for having not worded it correctly, it would be indirect sales for exporters.
You can't say it is wrong, worded wrong, no. I mean, you can't.
It's a local sale, is that the local sale will
So
be
that's
for
within
export.
the 20% local production.
Yes, they
now,
can
but
give it.
now even more, if you look at your point 5, you're saying your net present value.
We haven't come to that, Honourable Minister. We'll come to that. Just
same question.
Yeah. No. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. The FDI inflow is 31.9 million, where the investment is 709 million, you're saying. And the duty foregone and etc. So it's only a number, figure that you're trying to get approval on. What is the real investment that is there? How long you are going to invest to have FDI inflow for the 31.9 million?
The FDI from the project is 35 million US dollars.
35 million.
Yeah,
over a passage of how many years? These textile mills, so maximum 2 to 3 years?
54 months. 54 months.
Yeah,
PI period is 54 months, which has been net present value of the FDI is that 31 million that we have calculated. And
so now when you say present value of exchange saving, is this what you are trying to say, selling it to the local market or
no,
what?
Sir. Because of the import bill, so we have given the detailed analysis in the as the annexure, and where it indicates that foreign exchange earnings from that particular project.
I mean, I have made multiple notes on that. I couldn't understand this. Because what you're saying is present value of foreign exchange saving, $709 million. And you say the net benefit of this project is $724 million. Yes. So how do you come with a $724 million net present value?
Just added the foreign exchange saving and inflow, and you've given us a arithmetical, adding of that particular one, 741.
No, because the port was 200 million in tax foregone and 300 million investment. So 100 million is what you are getting here from the port. Here you are getting from a small factory 700 million. Net benefit 724 million US dollars. I think there is something wrong in this. I don't know.
In order to have a foreign exchange saving of 709 million, what's the period you looked at? How many years?
We have calculated it for 10 years.
Sorry?
10 years.
So if 10 years is this the saving, your sale must be at least 15 times that, no? Otherwise you can't have such a saving, no? This is only the net benefit that you're trying to show. So what is your total turnover of that particular one?
I don't understand. Try to explain to us. What do you mean by saving?
Savings of the import bills.
Huh?
Assuming that
like instead of paying US dollars to import from India,
yeah,
you are paying rupees to buy from Sri Lanka.
No, irrespective of getting it imported, they are manufacturing locally.
Okay. So you're saving that foreign exchange?
Yes.
I mean, is that how you calculate this? I mean, is that the DST? Is that the template that you have given the BOI? I just asked you earlier, we had agreed that the fiscal policy and BOI would come up with a template to do this calculation. And we went through the calculation in the previous gazette, and which was okay. But that is very different to this calculation. So where is the foreign exchange saving and all that in the previous one?
So
it's the same thing.
The breakup of the 709, it's very curious the way you got to that. The net benefit is the saving to whatever that is there.
Chair, there is another annex that is there for 15 years. I think that also has a lot of random numbers and information.
I tell you what, DST and DG, why don't you all agree on a template? Why don't the government and the fiscal policy and BOI have one way of calculating this? Isn't it, members? Then every time we can compare apples to apples, no? The one calculation is different, the other calculation is something else. We don't know how it has come up. So let's do this. I'm going to ask you to agree hereafter on these projects that you bring to this committee, how to calculate the net benefit of a project. Somebody wants to invest $1 million. How are you going to calculate the benefit of that, net benefit of that $1 million investment into the country? So if you really look at this, the agreement that you have with the IMF, it is not necessarily because it is an IMF agreement, but it talks about social benefits also, social costs, social benefits. So you're looking at more than an IRR, you're looking at a ERR, you're looking at an economic rate of return. Right, so I'm going to ask you, Secretary and DST and DG, kindly agree, and hereafter when you come to this committee, you say this is how we have prepared it, so we can compare. Is that okay, members?
Yes, I need to highlight something here special. Now since this is BUI projects, so it must have a unique number of US dollars to invest, so that must be, I think that 35 billion, but that your the revenue recognition is not, at my view, is not clear.
Mine too, it's not clear.
And the other thing is that the benefit what we get through these projects, maybe the social or maybe that revenue wise for the Sri Lankan that we are lacking with dollars, and you mentioned that mistakenly a part of production is in local market, something, though that is also something wrong with this project. So if we could get this information a little bit early, at least that we can go through. So without looking at all these in detail, taking decision is difficult, because that now we accept and pass it.
Yeah. So this is what we are trying to fix. This is something that we have been working on for years, honorable member. So DST, you know this, right? So now, honorable member, what we do, sir, what we do is the moment we get this information, we upload it onto your Google Drive, right? And so therefore you are, you can download it from your Google Drive and go through it. But we have to first get it to give it to you. So the officials must send it. So we have to fix this every day, otherwise we say this. So I'm not inclined to go through with this second one, because there seem to be so many gaps here. I don't know, unless the members are willing
Chairman, I also have the same thing, because now we need more information. Now the summary of the project on that annexure says that the number of acres is 35. So are 35 acres given to, so the entire zone, how many acres does it have? 35 acres are given to this zone. And also the employment is only 490. I know Brandix have a factory where they purchase the land. I don't know about the tax holiday. I am sure this, because since it's an investment zone, the land is also being given at a very nominal rate if there is a lease. So if it's 35 acres of land, and also the area that has been identified is also a pristine beach, unfortunately. So I don't think, Chairman, I think we need more information on this.
Yeah, because I'm reading of a letter dated June 20th, 2024, directed to the Secretary Ministry of Investment Promotion. And the relevant section is, after considering the above, Chair, the committee has directed me to inform you to create a standard template for calculating net present value of projects initiated under the STP, and to submit its draft to the committee at your earliest. So it's almost 9 months since we have first asked you to do this. But subsequent to this, the IMF agreement says on the STP that you are supposed to collaborate with the BOI. So let's override that with this. We will send you another letter. But I am not willing to go ahead with this second one. We will go ahead with the first one. But kindly, DG, provide us with some meaningful information. You understand yourself that there is some confusion here. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are done.
Now, Chairman, here I just see your breakup of your 709. This is on your turnover which doesn't project anything at all, no? This particular one that they have given a 709 million is the amalgamation of the turnover and a net present value of that. It's
Yeah, so
not on GP or not on contribution or nothing.
It's not. I mean, you can't just use that as fictitious. I don't want to use that word. I will refrain from using that word. But I think you need to revise this, please, DG. So we will hold the second gazette and we will approve the first one. That's
How long you give DG for an investment to settle down and get into fruition?
We have given them implementation time. Unfortunately here, because of the problem with the gazette, which didn't allow them to be gazetted, that was, yeah. Generally it's about 2 years. It's about 24 months. It depends on how they propose to us also. It could be 18 months or 24, depending on the type of activity. But if it is a big infrastructure, for example, it could be 5 years or 3 years. So it depends on the project, the sector and the type of project.
Must be a bit too late for a comment, but I hear from my colleague that this is a beautiful beach, this zone. So I mean this now the construction is going on and so on, but this should have been a beautiful 5-star hotel. But when y'all are in the future, at least you all have to think about the one aspect is the environmental impact. The other thing is when there's potential for tourism purposes. I mean, it's such a waste to do have factories over there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why it goes beyond the IRR. That's what I just read out, social cost and others. So anyway, we will stop it at that. That's all. Thank you, DG. Thank you.